So this year my sister and I decided to do Harry Potter themed Halloween decorations. So I just wanted to show you guys how we did it. I did a couple of videos showing the things that I made, but most of them I just did and didn't think about filming it. So I'll just explain how I made or where I got certain things. So I went to the dollar store and I got this circular glass vase, and I had this Crayola air dry clay hanging around that I hadn't been using. I'm not super familiar with using air dry clay. I'm used to using Sculpey, so this was a learning curve for me. It ended up cracking pretty badly, but I made it work and I was able to fix it in the end. So I just put it on this glass jar and then smoothed it out with some water, and then I added a little rim with a strip of rolled clay. And then I rolled some clay out and made the handles, and I rolled a square of clay and made a little, holder. I don't know how to say that, a holder for the handle. So then what I ended up doing was once it dried, it did start cracking. So I glued it back on the cracked pieces with a Mod Podge, and then I did a few coats of Mod Podge before painting it. And then I mixed some black paint with Mod Podge and then did another coat. So I did probably 4 layers of Mod Podge altogether, including the Mod Podge that was mixed with the black paint. And it worked out pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with how it turned out. I like the sort of organic look of it, and I like that it looks kind of like cracked and used. So with this one, we just went to Michael's and got a wooden book box. And my sister has a printer at her work that prints on 11 by 17 paper. So she printed out these book covers. I just looked up online, and I measured them onto the book, and I folded them, and then I cut them out. And we had printed 2 copies, which was really helpful because I actually ended up needing more space. I was able to chop up the different covers. So I used tacky glue and I just brushed it onto the box, and then I glued down the pieces. I cut them into 3 different pieces. I cut around the hinges, and then I just glued on some little pieces of green paper from one of the covers. And then I mixed up a green and black paint to match so that I could cover the areas that weren't being covered by the book cover itself, and to do the edges. I painted the pages a mixture of white and yellow and brown. White and brown would also work fine. I just took a pencil and a ruler and drew some lines down the white area to make it look like pages. So there's a bunch of great tutorials on YouTube for how to make these candles. So what I just did was I cut some areas off of the top of the candles to make it look sort of more like a melted candle. And then I just did a few layers of glue from the glue gun. And then I mixed a white and yellow paint together and painted them. I cut out the bottoms of the candles on a cereal box. I then painted the bottoms of the candles the same color, and then I Mod Podged the whole candle to make it look more waxy and shiny. I then used a needle to poke holes into the paper towel roll, and I strung some fishing line through it, and then I tied it and glued the end with hot glue so that it wouldn't come apart. And then I just stuck some LED candles in there and hung them from the ceiling with little tacks. So I've linked the video on how I made the mandrake. I unfortunately didn't take a video of me making the goblin. I wish that I had, but it hadn't even occurred to me. For the potion bottles, I used glass vials I got from the Dollar Tree, and I printed out some labels I found online. For the gillyweed, I used clear glue, green paint, and then some fake moss, and then I tied twine around the neck of the bottle. For the pumpkin juice, you can actually see how I made that in a video that may or may not be up by the time this video is up. I made a video about an elf doll, and she has a smaller bottle of pumpkin juice, and I actually showed how I made the pumpkin juice in that video. For the wolfsbane, I used black paint and rubbing alcohol, and then some twine around the neck. For the Felix Felicis, I used rubbing alcohol with some gold paint and added some gold mica powder that I had laying around. For the pictures, I just used dollar store picture frames and photos I found on Pinterest. If you want to see how I made this elf doll, I have a video specifically for how I made her. The pumpkin juice, I just used a root beer bottle, and I printed out some labels I found online. I got some foam pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. I painted this one a brighter orange, and then I cut out the bottom of it so that it could fit over the cap of the bottle. And then I just tied some twine around the neck. For the dark arts shelf, we got the crow in the cage at Michael's for I think $12. We got the skulls with the candle on top of it at Joann's for about $15. The bird skeleton we also got at the Dollar Tree. The black tree we got at Goodwill. For the smaller bottle of polyjuice potion, I made the skull on top of the bottle out of hot glue. It's like a twist cap bottle, and I just layered hot glue on it and formed a skull and then painted it silver. The Harry Potter posters we bought on Etsy, I love this artist's work so much. It was $20 for I think 6 different prints, and we just had them printed at Costco. I'll link the Etsy shop that we got them from in the description. The orange lights we also got at the Dollar Tree, and the potion sign we got at Michael's. I will soon be uploading the video of how I made this Dumbledore statue. I made this Hedwig sculpture out of air dry clay, the same one I was using earlier in the video. I just used a piece of thick wire on the inside so that it would help her stay upright. The other pumpkin juice bottle, I did it a little bit differently and so that you could see inside the bottle. We actually got those book boxes just as is from Michael's, and I just like the way that they look. For the Little Red, the Magical Theory book, I just printed out a cover for it, tacky glued it onto a piece of cardboard that I had bended into a book shape, and then I just took 3 strips of cardboard and hot glued it to look like pages, and then I just painted the pages white. The 𝐏𝐫𝐲 bottle, I just used an iced tea bottle, and I went to the dollar store and got a big skeleton and just cut him up and glued him with hot glue to the bottle. Painted the cap gold, I printed out a 𝐏𝐫𝐲 label and pasted it onto the bottle, and then painted the bottle white. I wasn't super enthusiastic about how he came out. I might try to repaint him or make another version of it. The pumpkin candle holders we actually also got from the Dollar Tree, as well as the autumn garlands. And that's it. Hope you liked this video, and if you have any other questions about anything that I missed, just leave it in the comments.